pins on.
Why did they spit on me? Why did they spit on you? It's your idea.
Pins on. Where is pins on? Yeah. So, your pins on.
Not me.
But that man said you were.
That man has intercourse with farm animals. Who are you?
I'm the man who's going to make you a legend.
In this place I already am a legend.
Well, I'm going to make you a legend everywhere. And forever.
And how are you gonna do that? You gonna teach me how to butt through my nose?
I'm going to sail west to China. And I'm going to take you with me.
What would that kid need?
Besides the chance to extend the circumference of your legend beyond the wharfs and brothels of Palos, you're also going to share the spoils.
As much as you?
No, you'll be one of the captains. I'm the admiral.
You're a few-brained jackass.
Be careful, sir. I'm not in the habit of allowing people to speak to me that way.
You'll allow me.
If you think I'm afraid of you, you're mistaken.
You're too stupid to be afraid of me. You need me. Everybody in Palos knows who you are, and nobody is interested.
All right. There are plenty of good sailors in the world.
Too bad you're not one of them.
You're the best captain in Palos. I need a crew, but all the king will provide is a medley of petty thieves and sex offenders from his dungeons. I need real sailors, but nobody here will trust an Italian. You can trust. If you sign up, I can get a crew.
Now we've established why you need me. You've yet to establish why I need you.
Because without me, you're going nowhere.
You couldn't sail your finger up a chicken's rectum.
I'm trying to give you the chance to become tremendously wealthy. And you sit there belching up stupid vulgarities.
If I can become wealthy by sailing to China, why do I need you?
Because I know how to get there. What to do once I can. And I have a commission from the king and queen.
You ever commanded a ship? Any ship?
I've spent the last 20 years of my life preparing to do this. I've been ignored, ridiculed, humiliated, patronized by brain dead. I've gone hungry. I have sat and listened to pompous lectures by academic morons about why this is impossible. And yet I'm here. And I have my commission. And I'm going to do this. And you are going to come with me.
I just have the most terrible feeling.
I told you not to eat pork here.
No. I just have the most horrible premonition that I'm going to do exactly what this madman wants me to.
But all people who sail in the water are insane. Well, I want to die with the earth flat under my
Well,
back.
I'd say there's an excellent chance of that.
You're not going with him, are you?
How can I pass up this golden opportunity to sail up the edge of the world with a madman? It's a self-destructive man's dream voyage. Come on, you imbecile. Let's get you some real sailors.
Yay, Christopher, when I know big goes like this.
My God. What a collection of human waste.
You aren't exactly the Queen of Sheba yourself. Ow!
Hey, Pinzon, can I go? I'm, good with sailors.
Not really.
No women. Women are bad luck.
He is bad luck.
What about that? He looks strong.
No, troublemaker. The small wiry ones are better. And they last longer. Rodrigo, you want to go sail with me?
I don't know, Captain. I think this Italian guy is crazy.
Okay. More Chinese women for me. You ever see a Chinese woman, Rodrigo? Chinese women have milky white bosoms. And they sing to you when you make love to them, and they never get tired of you. Too bad you're gonna miss them. The bosoms of Chinese women are something to see, to touch, no, to kiss with one's lips. Too bad you're gonna miss them. We'll have to take this fellow instead.
Because, oh, guys, how about taking a bath? Do these Chinese women like little fellas?
That's what I hear.
Okay, what the heck? Sign me up.
You've never seen a Chinese woman in your life.
So neither is he.
Isn't he going to be mad as hell if they turn out to be mean and ugly?
You want me to tell him the truth? That you don't know your head from a turnip? He knows that. He just wanted me to coax him a little. It gives him a bit of dignity. He'll spend most of the voyage thinking about Chinese women. And it'll keep his mind on the fact that he'll probably end up in a shark's intestines. I hear you're good with women, Mr. Italian. I think you're not so good with sailors. This does not bode well.
And so you're civil your wretched crews from the refuge of Europe.
They were good crews and brave men. We set sail in 3 small, but quite leaky, although somewhat adequate ships.
And were immediately lost.
We were never lost. Oh, we were just sailing in uncharted waters is all.
You're lost!
There's land over there, I can smell it.
That's me you smell, and I smell better than you.
But the birds are all flying in that direction.
Because I'm getting away from the smell. You've been fiddling with the logbooks to make it seem like we haven't sailed as far as we really have.
Do you accuse me of lying?
Of my lying. I accuse you of stupidity.
Well, all right. If we don't find land tomorrow, we'll turn back.
That's what you said yesterday.
But I mean it today.
You said you meant it yesterday.
Well, I don't care what I said yesterday.
I know you don't. You're insane.
If you think I'm insane, then why did you come?
Protect the men from your incompetence. Maybe because I'd like a little piece of glory for myself before my liver stops functioning altogether. And glory always seems to hover around the soft heads of men like you. And again, so do flies.
This is my voyage and my glory. Don't forget that. I'm not very good at shelling.
We're like 2 old nuns arguing over who's gonna get the highest bunk in heaven when we're both going to hell. And God, here comes old Barnacle. Why'd you have to bring him in the first place?
Well, he's the only one who's been this way before. Tell me, old man, are we nearing land? Are we near land?
There are 3 types of people. The living, the dead, and the sailors. The living are alive. The dead are dead. And the sailors are caught between death all around. One misstep and they disappear forever beneath the cold, fathomless darkness. And them that wait on shore can't know at any given time if their loved one's alive or dead. They can be going about their daily tasks, imagining their loved one on the ship at sea, when all the while he's been rotting on the ocean floor, eyes picked out by crabs. Or they could have given up for dead. In this case, seen returning to the path down to the house. Shipwrecked young, returning old, with nothing in between but separation. A sailor's life is a spinning like a dream, between the light above and the dark below. But for him, the thing is much simpler. It is seen in its essential elements. The way to get there is to set out and go. You'll eventually get to some place or another. Probably not where you're aiming at, but there you are. The alternative is to go nowhere. I'm going to break wind like an old Scotch bagpipe.
That's it, I'm jumping overboard.
Land,
We have an allegation in relation to this.
What allegation? I'm trying to tell you we did it. We walked across the water on the land.
I saw the land.
Yes, we all saw the
I
land.
saw it first.
Well, what difference does it make who saw
You
it first?
promised us that the first man to see land would get a pension for life from the queen. You promised us that. And what did I get?
Well, I don't know what you got. What did you get?
Nothing. Not a cent. I got nothing.
Listen, this is something you should take up with the Spanish government, not me.
It was you who took my money, you charlatan. You filthy palm flyer. You told the king queen it was you who saw land first. You made up some story that had been seen light in the west early in the evening.
I did see it. I just kept it to myself.
Fine then. I saw it before that and I also kept it to myself. I saw Willa Spain. And I kept it to myself.
But I didn't want to give the men false hope.
You spent the whole voyage giving us false hope. And you weren't in your cabin sleeping in your bed. Well, I froze to death in the crow's nest. I saw land. And I shouted out when I saw it. And you took my reward. And you used it as a pension to your whore. You're a thief. And you're a liar. And you're a hypocrite. And you deserve to burn in hell for it.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't realize. No, but this is trivial. It's a trivial incident.
Not to me, it isn't. To me, it was my entire life.
Well, let me tell you what happened.
I can tell you what happened then.
What do you know about it?
I was there. Don't you recognize me?
I can't see your face. You're one of the savages.
Yes, I am one of the savages. I saw you step off your little boat and claim our island and all the land as far as you could see for the King and Queen of Spain.
Yes, well, that's what I was sent to do. I don't remember seeing you in particular there.
And what did you think of these savages you found?
Well, they were beautiful people, mostly very young. I remember the women most clearly for some reason. Well, they were more or less naked, but painted various colors.
How did they behave? What were they like?
Well, they were gentle, kind, completely unashamed of their state of undress. Charming. I got down on my knees there on the shore and thanked God for allowing me to discover such a wonderful race of people. It was like the Garden of Eden.
Really? And who was a snake?
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I didn't like the tone of that. I object.
You be quiet. You've had your chance. Now it's her turn.
And what did you turn to your friend Diego and say?
Well, how do I remember exactly what I said? Why are you asking me these stupid questions?
You! What did he say?
Well, just that we must bring a few of these beautiful people home to show the queen.
And
he thanked God. He could bless discover an entire race of what he hoped to become an excellent and abundant supply of slaves.
slaves.
Servants. One had to think of their immortal souls. As servants. They could be made into Christians and saved. Well, surely there was no sin in that. They were like children. They would share anything with us. They were more than happy to show us around the island. And they loved the trinkets we gave them.
And what did you think of these strangers? It's all right, you can tell us.
Well, at first we thought they might be gods, and we were a little afraid of them. But the first thing they did when they got on the shore was relieve themselves. And when we saw their instruments for making water, we knew they could not be gods. Also, they smelled awful, and they didn't speak any civilized language. They made this ridiculous noise like dogs barking. And they had the most idiotic fascination for our jewelry. They wore horribly smelly skins and rags over their bodies, which were hairy like pigs. along with each other either.
Pinzon! Where is Pinzon?
He's gone.
Gone? Gone where? I didn't order him to go anywhere.
The natives told him there's an island west of here. We can gather up gold on the beach by the moonlight.
My God, what a waste of time. We're looking for the Emperor of
I
China.
don't think Pinzon cares about the Emperor of China.
Oh, that traitor. After all I did
There's
for
nothing we can do about it. Just say he got separated from us. Better gather up what gold we can and head back to Spain before he does.
So, you didn't find the Emperor of China?
No, but we found many pine
Which
trees.
you immediately cut down,
Well, we discovered the island of Hispaniola,
which you enslaved,
which we colonized. And we found gold.
which you stole,
The natives were more than happy to trade with us.
for items that were worthless.
Not to them, worth is a relative concept.
And did this barter include women?
Well, they believed in sharing. And the women didn't mind. They were naked and happy.
How could you tell? Did you ask them?
Well, I could tell they were naked. They seemed happy.
Were you happy?
At first it was all right. But later on I decided I didn't like them very much because I realized they couldn't see me. I was invisible to them.
But you weren't invisible. I mean, I saw you. And if you objected to anything we did, why didn't you just say so?
I was given by one man who was red to another man who was white. My objections had nothing to do with it.
Oh, I fail to see what the minor complaints of one little savage girl could possibly have to do with the fate of my immortal soul. Why don't you ask about the glorious accomplishments of my voyage?
Like losing your flagship.
That was unfortunate. We were having a Christmas party and the sea was calm, and we left the boy on watch. And, the Santa Maria drifted on a reef and broke apart. Oh, we did salvage most of the cargo.
How did you manage that?
Well, the natives helped us bring it to shore.
Where no doubt they stole it all.
Well, no, they kept watch over it.
You mean these pagans who loved your precious tickets so much stood watch all night and stole nothing?
Well, apparently, they had some primitive sense of honor.
But you'd soon take care of that, wouldn't you?
What does this person accuse me of? Why is she permitted to speak to me in this way? It was these same savages who later butchered my men.
Really? Why would they do that?
Yes. Tell us why, Admiral.
Well, how should I know? They're savages.
The savages are not on trial at present. Just please tell us, if you will, what happened after your shipwreck.
With the lumber from the Santa Maria, I built a fort and left Diego in charge. Then I sailed back to Spain. My voyage to China had been a tremendous success.
Christopher, did you bring me a present?
What's all that racket? And the smell. There's something dying here.
It's the Chinese birds, Your Majesty.
What?
I have brought you these birds from exotic China. I have returned from the Orient with a multitude of treasures for you.
How much gold did you bring me?
What?
Gold! How much gold?
Some gold and the promise of much more.
But how much did you bring me now?
Much less than I will bring on my next voyage. Oh, but just look at these birds. Look at their beautiful colors. Listen to their various and lovely songs.
What do you expect me to do with all these damn birds?
We're happy to accept your birds, Admiral. What else have you brought?
Bring in the gifts. Now, I bring you these slave girls from the Orient. Now, I put muzzles on them as a precautionary measure, as one or two of the sailors was bitten by them on the return voyage. Oh, but you needn't worry. They are by nature simple and gentle, and will become good Christians and excellent slaves.
That's very impressive, Admiral, but my husband and I need gold to run our kingdom.
Well, that's why I've got to go back, you see, as soon as possible. This time with a great fleet of ships, so I can bring you the real treasures of China.
Sounds like a fair request to me. He has, after all, done exactly what he said he would.
He's found some islands, brought back birds, a few savages, and a piddling amount of gold. See no proof he got anywhere anywhere near China. But obviously there is something out there. All right, you keep your fleet. But if you don't come back with substantial amounts of gold, there'll be no more ships, no more voyages, no more admirals. Is that clear?
Oh, yes, Your Majesty. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Don't bring me back any more of these freaking birds!
Oh, they're not so bad. Just look how beautiful that big one is.
So you took these innocent people across the ocean to the court of Spain, put muzzles and collars on them, led them around like dogs. People who thought they were making a small voyage to another island, who had no idea what was happening to them.
They came of their own free will. And they could not have survived in Spain without someone to look after them. Who better than the king and queen? Where would they live better than at the palace? Right? No, I don't see what all the fuss is about. Over a few Chinese girls. I mean, I have done a great thing. I have found a sea route to China. Does that not justify a few small oversights? Oh, well, they're not little more than slaves to their chieftains on the islands we took them from. Right?
And did you have no doubt? Did you never once stop to think about the consequences of what you were doing?
Great men do not have doubts.
What are you thinking about? Hello? Christopher? Ahoy!
What is it?
I was just making sure you weren't dead. Talk to me. I haven't seen you in months. What are you thinking about?
They can't have souls.
Who? The king and queen?
The natives we brought back, they can't have souls.
Why can't they? They're people just like us.
Because they're not Christians. They can't be Christians because they know nothing of Christianity. Therefore, if they had souls, they'd be down to hell. So they can't have souls because, well, God would not be that cruel.
Of course he would. Read the Bible. God can smite people just pissing against a wall. He can do anything he wants to. He made Eve fall desperately in love with a lunatic. What greater proof of his cruelty do you want?
Blasphemy is not attractive in women. Now, come to bed.
Wait a minute, listen. Christopher, they are people like us. You mustn't be thinking of them as not human. That is not a Christian thing.
Then it's our duty to make them Christian and save their souls.
Maybe you don't need to save their souls. Maybe God's not such a religious fanatic as you think. Maybe I'm wrong about his cruelty. Maybe there are as many paths to salvation as there are to hell. Maybe your job is simply to treat them decently and respect them as human beings and let them take care of their own souls.
I am now going to make desperate and violent love to every part of your anatomy.
First, tell me why you left Diego on the other side of the ocean.
I needed someone I could trust in charge of the garrison, and he volunteered to stay. Oh, he'll be fine. The natives are friendly.
But will they still be friendly when they realize you came there to take their land and make them slaves?
First, you're trying to tell me they're people like us, and now you're worried they're going to murder Diego?
It's because they're people like us that I'm worried. You talked him into going with you. You probably also talked him into staying. You shouldn't have left him there. Especially not in charge. He's not good at telling people what to do. If anything would have happened to him,
Nothing is going to happen. I promise.
Right, but I mean it. If anything happens to him, I'll never forgive you. Never.
We are not impressed by your harlot's pathetic attempts to reinvent Christian dogma. We must make a note to look into her orthodoxy at a later date.
No, leave her out of this. She's the finest person I ever knew.
If the finest person you ever knew was a blasphemous whore, you didn't keep very good company, did you?
Well, neither did Christ. She was not a whore. She was loyal to me all those years.
And were you loyal to her?
Mostly.
To speak of loyalty and connection in whores, to imply some sort of virtue in this is absurd. Now you made your second voyage.
Which was a tremendous success.
You lost the entire fleet.
We didn't lose them. They sank. And some turned back.
And what happened to your friend Diego, who had taken you into his home, introduced you to his cousin Beatrice, sailed with you on your voyage, and stayed behind at your bidding?
You know what happened to Diego. You savages butchered him.
Your men were drunk all the time. They stole our women, and when we protested, they beat and humiliated us. They were guests in our land, and they behaved worse than animals.
But it wasn't your land. I claimed it for the King and Queen of Spain.
You stole it for them.
Are you going to let this pagan speak to me? This savage who butchered my friend Diego and his men. Diego never hurt a soul in all his life.
While your good-natured friend Diego sat drinking and joking, your men burned our villages, raped our women, stole our food, cut down every tree on the island, and dug up our crops looking for gold.
But I ordered them not to harm anyone.
That's like ordering your horse on the shit.
What concerns me here is why you did not do more to turn these savages into Christians.
I tried to convert them.
You told us about a kind and loving God, and then you made us into slaves and slaughtered us. You are the savages. For what you did to us alone, you deserve to burn in the agony, in the flames of your Christian hell, run by your forgiving Christian God.
I will decide who goes to hell. Thank you.
I was good to you. When a chief and his wife and beautiful daughters, all naked as Eve in the garden, wanted to sail back to Spain to see the Queen, oh, well, I might have let them. They were an impressive sight. But I took mercy on them, made excuses, and sent them home. Was that the work of a savage?
You say 6 on a whim to soothe your conscience and then butcher 6 million?
I never butchered anybody!
You both missed the point. You should have brought this chief and his family back to Spain where their souls might have been saved. But instead you sent them off in their pagan nakedness. And in doing so, damned them to the flames of hell for all eternity. Was that a Christian action?
So I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. I was trying to do right. You must look at the bigger
Yes.
picture.
Let's do that. When this day arrived in the island of Hispaniola, there were 250,000 native inhabitants. A few years later, there were less than 500. This butcher destroyed a whole race of people. You should write about it in your history books with the foulest monsters that ever lived. The suffering, destruction, injustice this man has caused are beyond calculation. Shame on him, and shame on anyone stupid enough to blindly worship him.
Well, I never meant to harm anyone.
You saw what was happening and did nothing.
We were 3 Italians and a nest of Spanish sailors. Well, they were greedy and ignorant and wouldn't listen to us. What could I have done? If I tried to stop them, they would have killed me. And it's not my job to die for a bunch of cannibals.
Didn't your God die for the sake even of those who killed him? And as for cannibals, tell us, why don't you? What happened to the return to Spain after your disastrous second voyage?
Sir,
Yes, what is it?
the men are tired of the tiny rations, sir.
Well, so am I, but it can't be helped. We'll be calm. We don't know how long it's going to be until we get a decent tailwind. We've got to ration food.
Well, sir, some of the crew had a suggestion about that. They thought, sir, that perhaps the large number of natives on board might be what's making the rations so small.
Well, they've got to eat too, don't they? A dead slave no good to anybody, now is he?
Well, neither's a dead sailor, sir. And some of the crew was wanting to perhaps economize the rations by throwing a few of the natives overboard.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, me neither, sir. That's why I talked them out of it. My idea, sir, is that we should eat them.
Eat them?
Yes, sir. Some of them as cannibals themselves. It would serve them right. I'm a good cook. I could make many tasty dishes out of them. The meat's much like pork. Sorry, here.
Oh, think about it.
And you call us savages.
No one was eaten on my ship. Well, not to my knowledge.
But you didn't forbid it. You considered it.
I pretended to consider it. If I caused a big deal about it, it would have caused a mutiny.
You were cannibals. You devoured us. And there was nothing left of us when you were through. We became ghosts.
And so you returned home from your disastrous second voyage, having nearly lost everything. You were so ashamed you didn't even see the king and queen. You went straight to your whore instead.
There was something I had to tell him.
You killed him. You murdered Diego.
The natives killed him. I'm sorry.
You swore nothing would happen to him. You promised.
Well, I should not have promised.
Get out.
Please don't send me away. I've had a terrible voyage. I've lost everything. King and queen won't see me.
Why don't you visit the governess of Gomera?
I don't know what you mean.
On both your voyages out, you stopped at the island of Gomera.
To get provisions.
Where a very beautiful widow governs the island of the Spanish monarchy.
I know this woman, and I presented my respects to her.
Your respects were all you presented to her.
Who told you this?
It's no secret. Everyone knows about it.
Nothing happened.
How can you stand there and lie to me?
I promise you.
I've had enough of your promises. I've seen you lie. I know when you lie.
What? If I lie, it's only to spare you more grief. You want the truth? Oh, right. The truth is, yes, I slept with this woman on each of my voyages out. For all I knew, I was never coming back. You know I've never been able to resist a beautiful woman. You know how I am.
Yes, I know how you are.
I need you.
Then prove it. Give up these moronic voyages and stay here with me and your children. Make maps, will you?
I haven't yet heard from the king and queen.
You want me to forgive you, but you always go away and leave me and betray me and lie to me.
I betrayed you with one woman on 2 occasions when I was going out to sail off the edge of the world. And if the king and queen want me back, I must go back. I am the admiral of the ocean sea.
You are the stupidest man God ever made. I can't imagine how you escaped ending up at the bottom of the ocean. Maybe on your next voyage you should explore the ocean floor. You can claim it for the king and queen and kill all the fish.
You know you love me, and you're going to forgive me sooner or later. So why prolong the agony for both of us?
No. This is the end. I don't want to see you anymore. You will send money each month to provide for your children. When they're old enough, I'll send them to you, and you'll owe me nothing more, but I don't ever want to see your face again. Is that clear?
But it makes no sense.
Then you should understand it perfectly. Because in your whole life, you've never for one moment made any sense at all.
Oh, come on. You have to forgive me. I'm the man who's impossible not to forgive. You said that yourself.
It's not a question of forgiveness, but of self-preservation and perhaps self-respect. I forgive you. I just don't want to see you anymore. Goodbye.
Wait, please. All right. You're right. I've been proud and selfish. I've let my obsessions control my life. But I'll give it all up. I'll put on a monk's hat. I'll live in a monastery. Maybe in time I'll be worthy of you again.
You're posturing.
I mean it. I swear.
Sworn before.
Not this I haven't. I'll live in a monastery for 1 year to prove to you I'm serious. You know that this is the greatest sacrifice a man like me could make. At the end of the year, if you'll have me, I'll ask you to marry me. And if you refuse, then I'll live as a monk forever.
You're acting out a fantasy.
Will you just give me a chance? Please. What do I have left?
Excuse me, Mom. Not now.
But this man downstairs from the king and queen, Mom, he says they want to see their admiral immediately.
Go on. You don't want to disappoint me, do you?
Chinese. What we get is a murderous insurrection of cannibal savages. You promised trade with Asia, but you can't find anyone to trade with. Prince John is making a fortune off the Gold Coast while we make next to nothing and lose a whole fleet. Your geography is a fantasy. Your calculations are absurd. The slaves you bring back die. And thus far, all you've found is a quagmire that eats my money.
Look on the bright
Be
side.
quiet. I've already decided what I'm going to do with you.
Did Your Majesty, please, I
He's
beg
sending you back.
Pardon?
I'm sending you back. Prince John's been making noise about sailing west. Whatever it is you found out there, I'll be damned if I'm going to give it to the Portuguese, however worthless it may be. How soon can you leave?
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Admiral.
What about Beatrice?
Pardon?
Beatrice, what about Beatrice?
Oh, she'll be fine. She understands. I'll send money.
I think it might be instructive you explain just how you financed this third voyage.
The money came from various sources.
You sold human beings.
All right. Certain of the surviving natives were sold to finance the third voyage, yes. But this was done for the greater glory of God. We were going to Christianize millions.
Is this the God you worship? A God who was glorified by the enslavement of his creatures?
Well, God works in mysterious ways. Why shouldn't I?
You were not at all troubled by this?
I was troubled at this time by a number of things. Which is why on the voyage out, I stopped at the island of Porto Santo, where I'd spent the happiest years of my life with my wife Felipe. And there I walked again, where I had walked with her as a young man.
So you've come back to me. It's been a long time for a stranger or a dead person to wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was occupied. Oh, I kept seeing you. Thinking I'd seen you. In the strangest of places. In people who were clearly not. It was so strange. It was like you were always there. Only just out of my reach. Just at the corner of my eye.
Things have gone well for you.
No, they haven't.
But you're famous. All the dead people say so.
Object of ridicule. They call me the Admiral of the Mosquitoes. I'm laughed at all over Europe.
But the king and queen thought enough of you to send you back again.
The king detests me. The queen pities me. Oh, they do it for their own reasons. I am not what I wanted to be. I am not a great man.
And how does one get to be a great man, Christopher?
If I knew it, I'd be one.
You have a nice woman who loves you.
No, Beatrice hates me now.
I don't think so.
She won't speak to me. Oh, well, I don't blame her. I mean, I promised her I wouldn't sail again. And I couldn't keep my promise for 5 minutes. Oh, what am I doing wrong? Why do I always feel like some sort of criminal?
You could forget about all that and stay here with me.
I can't. I'm not dead yet. I'm still afflicted with hope.
Well, I guess you better go find whatever truth is waiting for you out in the ocean sea. I don't think I can help you anymore. I'm beginning to disappear. Even the dead eventually disappear. Death is like the ocean sea, very wide and very deep. I'm very far away now. I'm almost gone.
And did you stop again at the island of Gomera to visit your other four, the governess?
We stopped there merely to take on cheese and goats. Then we sailed south toward the equator and were becalmed. It was so hot, we feared the ship would catch fire from closeness to the sun. The barrel was broken. The wine and water poured out. The goat meat went bad and began to stink. Oh, the cheese stunk. The goat stunk. The heat. Oh, the heat began to give us delusions. I feared hell must be like this. The skin burns and peels off, and everything smells like cheese and goats. There were women aboard the ship to colonize the islands, and they chatter amongst themselves at night. And in my troubled sleep, I could hear mermaids
giant squid?
The sharks love you. That's why they follow the ship. They think you're a great man.
Wouldn't you like to make love to us underneath the water?
Oh, why do you torment me?
Desire torments you. Eliminate desire and you will no longer be tormented.
But I can't. Desire is who I am.
Then torment is who you are, yourself and hell.
Oh, can I just touch you, please? Just for a moment?
You can't touch us. Your mouth is dry. You're dying of loneliness. The water is cool. Beneath the ocean, all is very cool. Come into the water.
Come into the water.
Christopher! Into the water.
I thought I was going mad. Well, perhaps I was. But at last we made landfall.
And where did you imagine you were this time?
Well, it was much farther south than China could have been. So I decided I discovered a new continent.
There he goes again, thinking Venezuela's just south of China. What a booby!
Who is that? Who is speaking?
And he also decided that this place must be the original Garden of Eden. The man's got holes in his bucket.
Don't dare vomit insults at me. I see who you are now. This man stole from me. Somebody stole my logbook and sailed to Margarita Island, which I discovered to search for pearls. A clear violation of my exclusive agreement with the Spanish sovereigns. And worst of all, they took with them this Florentine Cretan, Amerigo Vespucci. Vespucci! This clown wrote a stupid account of his voyage, lied about the date to make it seem like he discovered the place, and then he called it a new world. And when some other idiot got a hold of this malicious misinformation and put it on a map, it came to be known by the revolting name of America.
It sounds better than Christophoria.
I'll kill him. Let me kill him! That's what opened the gates. Then they all started coming. Every two-bit conquistador got in a boat and came to take slaves and pearls and gold. That's when the real horror started. When my beautiful domain was infested with piratical vermin. It's all his fault. I'll kill him.
Don't hurt me, I'm a great man.
You're a lying swine and you stole my glory.
What can I say? I was in the right place at the right time. Why should they name a continent after you? You thought you discovered China.
I did discover China.
The Chinese discovered China. You discovered a terrible way to get there. China already had a perfectly good name. What I discovered did not. So they called it by my name. And mark my words, one day there'll be a great nation in the place where you still insist on calling China. And they'll call it not by your name, but by mine. They'll proudly call it the United States of Vespucci.
I'll rip his head off.
You got everything wrong. You took possessions in a formal ceremony attended by 4 dirty sailors and thousands of chattering monkeys. Fit subjects for you.
You're the monkey, usurper, charlatan.
All right, that's enough. Stop it, both of you.
He vilifies me.
so low we could see the bottom of the sea, the corpses and whale skeletons and the ruins of ancient cities. We sailed on to the mouth of the serpent, through a forest of undersea evil waiting to swallow. And I began, for the first time in my life, to feel death close to me. But at last we made landfall at the island of Hispaniola, where some opportunistic half-wit had joined with the natives and revolted against the garrison.
I will not give in. These are my demands.
Dearest Honey Bucket, I long desperately for your throbbing
No, that's from my sister. The natives and I protest your oppressive policies. The gold tribute you demand is destroying their island. You sent hundreds back to Europe as slaves, and they die there.
On the last voyage, you wanted to eat these people, and now all of a sudden you've become their champion?
I have recently become politically enlightened. And you treat your own men almost as badly. We come here, we risk our lives for you, and we end up with nothing.
Look, I'm tired. I tell you what, stop the insurrection, and I'll give every Spaniard a plot of his very own land. And the native who lives on this land will be saved from transportation to Europe. He will instead become the slave of the colonist who owns the land. Is that fair?
Sounds fair to me. I accept.
Wait a minute. What about us? What about your native allies you become so enlightened about?
Sorry. Business is business, and so is politics.
Pigs! Demons! Liars! Hypocrites!
Excuse me. There will be no deals made here unless I'm in charge now.
You're not in charge. I'm in charge.
I, Bobadilla, have just arrived from Spain, and I'm in charge. I have the papers to prove.
Impossible. My mandate is from the king and queen.
So's mine, and it supersedes yours.
That's impossible. My mandate is forever.
If you resist me, I'll have to put you in chains.
Don't be a fool. Nobody here will dare put me in chains.
I call upon all Spanish subjects to put this man in chains. Put this man in chains immediately.
You see, nobody here will dare touch me. If you can find one person who will dare to put me in chains, I will not resist.
Is there no one here who will follow the orders of the new viceroy, appointed by the king and queen of Spain, to put this man in chains?
I'll do it.
What do you mean you'll do it? We had a deal.
I do not agree to chain you up in my capacity as colonist and slave. Nor do I chain you up in my capacity as former revolutionary leader. I chain you up because I am ordered to do so by the new viceroy. Because my first loyalty must always be to the king and queen of Spain. And because for years, I have cooked for you, and you always moan and belch when you eat it. You Italians do not understand good Spanish cooking. For this insult, I gladly chain up this pompous baboon.
At last, I have finally found a man among you with some integrity. So the great admiral of the ocean sea returned home from his third voyage in chains.
Oh, for God's sake, Christopher, let us take off those chains. You look like Spartacus.
No, I've worn them all the way across the Atlantic. I might as for serving your majesty so loyally. To be chained up and shipped back to Spain like some criminal, like some slave, yes, like some
Indian.
Nobody ever wanted change. We had so many rumors and complaints of insurrection in Hispaniola, we felt compelled to send out a new governor. And besides, we needed you here so you could face your accusers in person. Nobody ever wanted change. It was a mistake.
But you've taken my titles away from me.
Nonsense. You can have your title.
You've taken my governorship away.
You were a terrible governor.
You've taken my riches from me.
Those belong to us, not you. You work for us, remember?
We've decided to give you a castle of your own and grant you a very generous pension on which to retire.
It's nice, I've seen it. You can raise goats and fish in the moat, and we can play tag in the nude.
I don't want a castle. I don't want a pension. And I don't want goats. I am the admiral of the ocean sea. I want my ocean back. Oh, please, Your Majesty, I beg you. Please don't have another voyage. I'll find them. And it's a glorious ride to go down like this. I beg.
This is pathetic. I'm going to bed. Are you coming?
No.
Not you, her.
But I can't let you go until you give me another voyage.
You go to bed, dear. I'll speak to Christopher. Go on. I'll be in later and bring you something hot. Oh, don't cry. I'll convince him to send you on another voyage, but not as a governor of anything. Your talents do not lie in that area. You can have one more voyage of exploration and discovery, but just one.
I don't want your pity.
I know. You want my money. And that's exactly what you're getting. So take it and run like the shore. And this is your last chance.
And so you got your final voyage.
I got more than that. God vindicated me on my fourth voyage. He gave me a sign that he was still with me by punishing my enemies.
Did he?
When I returned to Hispaniola, I found that ass Bobadilla getting ready to sail back to Spain.
What's the matter now, Admiral?
Please, I must speak to you. It's very important.
Aren't you supposed to be looking for China?
We had no choice. We had to dock here.
Why, giant crabs, it's a beautiful day.
There is going to be a terrible storm.
So now the great Admiral of the Ocean Slop can predict the weather too.
You must let us dock here, and you must under no circumstances attempt to sail back to Spain until the tempest has passed.
Did God tell you about this tempest? Or did your dead wife come to you in a vision?
Listen to me, you blockhead. I've been through 2 such storms in this part of the world, and I know the signs. Now the seals and manatees are coming to the shore.
Seals and manatees. Tell you what the weather's going to be today.
Please, just wait one day. If there's no tempest, then you can all laugh.
We're already laughing at you, Admiral. Now get the hell out of my harbor, or I'll have to put you up in chains again and take you home to the king and queen. Seals and manatees, Jesus wept.
So I sailed on to another harbor, and he sailed back to Spain. The hurricane sank 19 ships with no survivors. God vindicated me on that day.
And you took great pleasure in it.
I was gratified, yes.
You were gratified by the death of hundreds of men.
Oh, no, not by
You
that.
put your own personal vanity above your concern for those people, as always.
I tried to warn them. What could I have done?
And you felt triumphant.
I deserved to be a triumphant. My fourth voyage was a great success. We found gold and
And
power.
were driven out by the natives.
But we fought them valiantly.
The only valiant member in your party was a large dog. And the climax of the triumph of your voyage was to be shipwrecked on the island of Jamaica. If someone hadn't stumbled upon you by accident, you'd have died there. You ended up as you began, a shipwrecked sea-wrapped sailor, washed upon the shore. Nothing.
No, but that's not how it ended, really. I was rescued, and I returned to Spain to see the Queen. Majesties. Now, where is everyone? I need to see the Queen.
You can't see her.
But I've got to.
Well, you can. They buried her.
They buried the Queen?
She left them no choice. She died.
The Queen is dead?
I'll bet if she's not. She's really furious down there.
God. Okay, then I must see the King.
Oh, he's left orders never to let you near him again.
But I've got the ship for my next voyage. My revenues, my emoluments, my share of the gold.
Thank you for your sympathy, Christopher.
Oh, I'm sorry. It hasn't sunk in. My mind's been on fire. Well, I love the Queen. I really did.
I know, but Daddy thinks you're crazy and he won't see you.
I still have to make another voyage. I still need to find the Emperor of China, and my mind, it's burning. You don't really think I am crazy, do you?
Well, I'm not sure I'm the best person to ask, Christopher. The study of Latin and marital intercourse have left me insane. Amo, amas, amat. And I'm grateful for you and Julie Caesar for this. My mother had 10 children, and they all died for me. And I was the one she liked the least. I married Philip the Handsome and gave birth to emperors. But he loved other women. And when Mother died, I became the Queen of Hearts. But Father rules for me, while I stay in the palace, running around naked and visiting the grave of my dead husband, who has become a very prosperous worm farm. I make love to my dead husband's ghost in the cemetery. He is a much better lover now that he's dead. But I think he betrays me with other corpses. What was your question again?
Do you think I'm insane?
This is something I've thought seriously about, Christopher. The thing is, there's two different kinds of madness. There's the more common destructive madness, that distorted and unorthodox way of looking at the world, which results in tyranny and violence, physical and psychological, to others and to oneself. Then, there's the much more rare creative form of madness, that distorted and unorthodox way of looking at the world, which results in creation and exploration and discovery. The problem is, to ordinary, normal people, they seem like pretty much the same thing, which is why some of the best books and people tend to get thrown on bonfires. Myself, I traveled through my insanity as a wondrous voyage. Maybe you should try that, Christopher. Instead of going back and forth across the ocean, go inside your ears. It's much more satisfying in your head. You don't have to worry so much about barnacles.
Oh, no, I can't do that. I've got to find the Emperor of China. I've got to make another voyage. My mind, it's burning. I've got to sail again across the water. Oh, where are the Chinese? Have they torn down the pagodas just to frustrate me? Oh, this China is a very confusing place. I can't make voyages in my head. I don't want to. It's burning. I must find the Emperor of China.
Maybe you're looking in the wrong place. Maybe you haven't found China because you've found someplace else entirely. You've found the United States of Vespucci.
I have not found someplace else. How could it dare be someplace else? You mustn't presume I didn't find China just because I had a little trouble locating any Chinese. These Orientals are very tricky people. That's why they call it the mysterious East. Oh, where is the Emperor of China? Is he hiding? Is he dining with the dead queen? I demand to see the Emperor at once! Oh! Look! I knew it! Chinese women. Oh, they're even more beautiful than Pinzon said. How did you know? Ah. Please, I must see the Emperor at once.
He's coming now. He's been dying to see you. He wonders what took you so long. He has the golden mountain to give you. 1,000 slave girls, each more beautiful than the next, will take baths with you. The Emperor will adopt you as his son heir, and then the life may expire. Here he comes! Stand up! Sit down! Now!
greetings from King Ferdinand and the dead Queen Isabella of Spain. Who? The King and Queen of Spain, your inscrutable ship. The greatest monarchs in all the world?
You silly person! I am the greatest monarch in the world, and I don't care about your squabbles with your petty little tribal chieftains in Europe. Unless, of course, you have really good slaves. You can always use good slaves.
But what about the Golden Mountain? The 1,000 slave girls? Am I not to be your son and heir?
Are you kidding? He's kidding, right?
And why, after all these years of suffering and humiliation, why have you finally granted me an audience?
Because you're hallucinating, you gonad. There are no dancing girls here. There's no emperor. I'm a delusion. You are actually at the bottom of the sea, raw sea lions. You'll drown in the consequences of your own madness in the ocean inside your head. And you'll be lost forever in the burning water.
No, that's not true. You're not the Emperor of China. You're the devil. You've been sent by God to torment me, but I will not be tormented. Could I please take one of these girls home to show the dead queen?
What's that smell? Is that him? God, these Europeans smell like dead fish. Get him away from me. Take him out to the square and run him over with wagons. Better yet, let him live. Just ignore him.
No, no, not that. No, no. Ah, ah!
Columbus, Sir, Admiral, pay attention. I'm about to render a judgment.
A judgment? Are you going to give me more ships? Do I get to make another voyage?
In the matter of the immortal soul of one Christopher Columbus, this Inquisition finds as follows. The subject has committed sins of luxury and pride, rather more than most, but on the other hand, he has greatly reduced the number of savage and non-Christian persons living in this world, and brought under the Spanish flag vast new territories which will prove to greater the glory of God and his church. He will therefore remain in purgatory a few hundred years, expiating his sins of lechery and pride, and then be admitted to the kingdom of the blessed in heaven.
What about the genocide and enslavement of 2 continents full of people? Does that mean nothing?
It is no disgrace to be a slave. In the Bible, there are many slaves held by God's chosen. The important thing is the state of one's soul. Secondly, can we call these creatures true human beings until they become Christians? And how can they become Christians unless we teach them? And how can we make them listen to us if we do not control them? And how can we afford to go back and forth across the ocean sea to save their souls if we are not making some profit from this? It is my judgment that God allows us to enslave the heathen so that they may be saved. And since their bodies belong to God, it is an illusion that one man can own another man in the first place. Thus, it is not just permissible for us to enslave our fellow men. It is our Christian duty. And for this we commend the Admiral. Good work. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have another shipment of Jews to deal with. Good day, and congratulations.
Well, you see, I'm not to be blamed for what happened to the savages. My crimes of lechery and pride I can expiate in purgatory. I shall be in heaven. I am a great man. I've done incredible things. So why do you all look at me like that? Where are you going? I have made great discoveries. I have made investigations into truth. Why, I have loved truth, and believed in truth, and lived in truth, and triumphed in truth. They will never forget me. I will live on long after those who have slandered and abused me are rotting in boxes or beneath the sea. I will be the king of history books. you still condemn me for a few piddling savages? When the Grand Inquisitor himself has absolved me. The voice of authority absolved me. I'm the man who went east by sailing west. I'm the solver of all paradoxes. Oh, why do you turn your back? Do you not understand?